Hello, everyone. I am Gary, and I will be playing Alfred Johnson, as always, who is the medical examiner.
I'm Termite, and I'll be playing Amy Veeres, who is our systems analyst.
Hello, I'm Tanya. I will be playing Genevieve, aka Frankie Ashford, who is the acquisition specialist.
Hi, I'm Jade, and I'll be playing Kayla. I'll be playing Kayla Proffitt, who is the financial investigator.
Hello there, I am Alereg, and I'll be playing Becker tonight.
Hi, I'm Lynn. I'll be playing Darius the researcher. I research stuff.
And I'm Scott, the chill master for this evening, as well as all other evenings here at the office. Humans are simple creatures who spend their time living in happiness because they are oblivious to the doorways of darkness open around them. This simple mindset keeps people sane and happy, but only because the unknown things that crawl out are held back by those willing to wield the swords of knowledge. Knowledge of the unknown, knowledge of ways to fight them, and knowledge that humans can wield the powers of darkness to fight their own monsters with their own abilities. But as Nietzsche said, he who fights monsters should be careful lest they thereby become a monster. And so it was discovered in the Colorado Regional S.A.V.E. office that at least one person has become a monster while inside the protective confines of their safe space. Confronted with this knowledge, the Envoys reacted, shot their boss John Rouge in the knees, and then threw him into the containment room meant for the zombies whom had escaped, either by design or by the actions of the Envoys attempting to get out of their own sealed office. Whatever the case, they learned the main lessons of surviving a horror movie. Don't be a jerk, don't drop the weapon, never split up, and don't go to the basement. But they also learned another lesson here in the office. Don't answer the phone. And so it is that we open as the fluorescent bulbs in the lab flicker just above Alfred's head as he slowly regains consciousness. In horror, it is still Friday the 28th, and it's still Flannel Friday.
Oh, fucking.
What happened, Alfred?
What did happen? What do I remember? Question to you, chill master.
Sorry, I was talking, but apparently I was muted. You remember everything all the way up to answering the phone, and then it all just gets kind of weird. And then you're opening your eyes to the flickering lights in the lab.
Oh, fuck, can we dim the fucking lights? I remember, wanting to check the messages on the phone, and then now I'm fucking here. Ugh.
Yeah, you should not have checked the messages on that phone.
Now you tell me.
Well, unfortunately, I just learned that there was fucking something living in that phone, and that's what did whatever it did to Jean Rouge.
Someone's living in the phone?
Unclear if it's able to be classified as living, but there was something in the phone, and I get the feeling it might be inside of you now.
Son of a bitch. Alright, well, how do we get it out of me?
I think that's gonna be easier said than done, since we don't even know what it is.
Well, I see you got me to the lab. We can start here.
Yes, it was a team of people that got you to the lab. Most people were preoccupied with getting out of the office, which, can only be done by a certain number of people at a time. So most people are distracted. The best solution for getting you any kind of medical help, which all of you kind of did in the downtime while you were waiting for Alfred to wake up, was get him to the lab where at least there was some medical supplies. All of you that have suffered from some trauma or some injuries will reduce those by one as you have taken some time to patch yourselves up. But You're not alone in the lab, as the head researcher, the one who's in charge of everything down here, has recently come in to try to find out what's going on and has been assessing the dead bodies laying around the office or inside the lab itself. His name is Darius.
So, what are y'all still doing here?
I passed out.
Clearly, good for you. I'm glad that you noticed that. He kind of like steps over a body. You can see he's wearing a fully flannel lab coat, a matching flannel tie, and he has kind of like a black dress shirt and some black pants on. He's kind of looking around at all of you with a very quizzical look, like, what? So, zombies, death, destruction, and you guys, is anyone bit, hurt? What's happening?
We don't know yet. I might have something in me, apparently. I picked up a telephone I shouldn't have.
And then you passed that.
Yeah.
What happened? He kind of like pulls up an exercise ball and sits on it. All right, tell me what's going on.
All right. We did some investigating, went into an office, looked around. I thought it would be a good idea to check the messages on the phone. I picked it up to do so, and I put it to my ear, and then I was out.
Anybody notice any weird flashes? Any weird odors? Odors are especially a big one with this.
I don't think so.
Did we?
No. Aside from whatever happened with the phone, there was some kind of noise that sounded like an electrical spark, but that was about it. There wasn't like a big bright flash. That wasn't tremendous. It was more like, that little flash you get with a static shock. It was something akin to that.
So there wasn't any odor, big light thing. It was just kind of a weird noise, like electricity.
Interesting. He kind of slowly scoots with the ball on over, and he kind of just very, very roughly grabs his face and is kind of like moving it around as if he's trying to check if his skin is real.
All right, you calm yourself down there a bit.
I have to make sure you don't happen to be craving any of the traditional things that one might find on a charcuterie board, would you?
No.
He's not a zombie.
God, I fucking hope not.
I
What is
mean,
the obsession in everyone's zombies?
there were zombies. You don't
There were
just
zombies.
There was
You don't
a containment breach of zombies,
Yeah.
but
Where the
none
fuck
of us
have you
got
been?
bit.
I almost got bitten too, but the flannel saved me.
God,
Yeah.
that makes me mad.
Ooh, how mad? Or scale of 1 to 10, go.
Well, I'm typically always sitting at a solid 7, so I'll say a 9.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's his secret. He's always
Yeah,
angry.
It's like
He
normal.
stands up and runs away and grabs a pad and paper and starts jotting notes down very vigorously.
He's not a zombie.
He's not.
If you tell
not
me
a
I'm a zombie, if you tell me I'm a zombie, I'll shoot myself in the head right now.
Ooh, don't do that. That is a waste of funding. Don't. We could learn many things from you potentially being a zombie.
What? Al, what did you hear on the phone?
I don't know. I picked up the phone and then I was passed out.
We'll have to run some tests. It'll take a little bit. We have to get everything all unbrain and viscerified, but y'all just wait right here. I'll be right back. And he runs off and starts toddling around the lab, kind of moving things around, dragging bodies, just kind of preparing.
Can I find a empty, I don't know, Bunsen burner dish or something that I
Hmm?
can pour some whiskey in?
Oh yeah, for sure. There's all kinds of little beakers and vials all over the
Okay.
place in here.
I'll just grab
Some
an
of them are
empty beaker.
smashed. Some of them are smashed, and some of them have blood on them. But there's a few clean ones hanging around in cabinets and stuff.
Yeah, I'll make the effort to get a clean one, and just grab one of those. And I did definitely swipe the whiskey back, so I have it, and I'm gonna pour a glass. But I will hand it to Al.
You fucking take my whiskey.
Well, it was my whiskey first. Plus,
No,
it-
it was mine first. I called dibs.
yeah, but
did
then you
call
like
dibs.
fell after the phone, so I was worried that whiskey
I
had
called
broken.
next, so that means it's technically mine.
Okay, I'll get a glass for everyone. Then it'll be everyone's whiskey.
I'll take it, and I will take the vial and just immediately shoot it back. Like no sipping.
So Darius kind of comes back over and he's looking at the whiskey and everything, and he just pulls a flask out of his lab coat. Amateurs.
Are you supposed to have that?
Are there any rules saying I'm not supposed to have it?
Yes.
I mean, yes.
Last time I tried bringing a flask,
I'm
both things
pretty sure
happened.
it's
See,
knowledge.
that's your rules. I, however, am in charge of this domain.
You're also supposed to be working in a sanitary, sterile environment. That way you don't cross-contaminate things and cause problems.
Hey, what's more sterile of an environment than moonshine?
You have
A
moonshine?
lot of things.
Hey, all I'm saying is it came in really handy when I had to burn those zombies.
Okay.
You know, I'm just gonna pretend I didn't hear that, and we can move on.
Maybe like that. Anyway, so he has a bunch your standard equipment, like a the standard cart for taking vitals, and he hooks them up very like vigorously and fast. Not probably at all with the fervor that somebody who actually knows what they're doing would do it with. He takes out a pen light and he's shining it like almost half an inch from his eyes, like seeming to check for something.
I hate to interrupt, but could we maybe see some credentials? Is he licensed?
I'm licensed.
As a doctor, probably not.
I want to do Sense the Unknown. Just because I'm already on edge.
You want to sense the unknown?
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh.
Well,
2.
Why are you staring at me so hard?
Because I'm trying to figure out if I should trust you or not.
Stare at him very hard. And when you do, you start to notice that there's something wrong with him. But you also start to feel like there's something wrong with Amy and with Kayla. And you start to hear whispers in your head. You can't quite make them out right at the moment, but they're whispers. And it's urging you to be careful. That's about all you can get out of what they're saying.
Good. All right. Can I just look at him as he's examining me and see, in my expert medical opinion, if he knows what he's doing?
Sure. I mean, he seems to at least ostensibly know the human anatomy but perhaps his medical license did expire at some point and he's never taken any time to re-up it. So,
Fuck it, I'll take it.
he's a researcher, not necessarily a full doctor, as it were.
Yeah, I'll take it. Carry on.
So I think what we shall do is a series of tests. First, I'll have to take at least probably 12 vials of your blood. We'll do an X-ray, a CAT scan, an MRI, then the modified MRI, which is a lot of fun. There's cool little squeaky toys on the inside for you to play with while you scan you there. After that, though, I don't quite know. I'm not sure if any of my techs are still alive. I know at least one of them had his nose bitten off initially, so we'll see. But if not, I think I remember enough about the modified MRI that we can make it work.
All right, and how much time is this all gonna take?
I mean, who knows? You could have anything from a zombie virus to an old Sumerian dead deity inside of you. We got to figure that out. I think that kind of takes precedence above what, I don't know. Do you have a canasta game to get to, friend?
No, I just want to know if I'm gonna have to do any more work today.
I don't, apparently, I don't have any authority. I can't drink moonshine or anything, but otherwise, I'd clear you from duty for the foreseeable future.
In this office, we always have to do more work.
I just
Isn't
mean
there
for
like
today, if you're too busy running tests on me, I can't, do work, right?
Isn't there like an easier way to do these tests? We don't have anything.
No, let's hear him out. I want to know how much time it's gonna take.
I mean, do you have any idea what might be swimming around in his head that caused him to pass out after hearing a weird sound through a phone?
I mean, and I'll just look at Al. Maybe maybe there's something wrong with the phone.
Yeah, I have no idea about the specifics of what it is.
So what does everyone do here?
Could I look at Al and try and sense the unknown? See if there's anything
Sure.
going on there.
Sure.
That is a failure.
He seems normal. But
Alright.
there's obviously something off with him.
Very ceremoniously swifts his lab coat behind him, and he's like, well, I don't know what you do, but I am a researcher. And we will research what's going on with your friend. That way we can figure out whatever he has in him. I'm hoping for ancient dead Sumerian god. I don't know about you.
It seems unlikely.
I'm hoping not.
Also very sick.
Well, if you will come right over here and lay on this table, we can start our testing.
Yeah, sure. And back on the whole time thing, it's not gonna take longer than today, right?
No, it shouldn't. I mean, the blood work might, but again, dead lab techs.
That's
You
fine, so
understand.
long as I don't have to stay here over the weekend.
No. You'll be home playing Parcheesi in no time.
Sure. And I'll do what he says.
Okay. So we will I'll usher you over to kind of a very sterile, metal slab looking table. Starts to hook you up with a bunch of very EKG type pads and rolls over a mobile x-ray and just starts taking pictures of your body. No protective equipment, anything, just starts taking images.
Didn't I have a lead vest on or something?
Well, out of all the things that could be happening to you right now, I think a little tiny itty bitty small cancer, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Modern medicine things, you'll be
Modern
fine.
medicine's not very good at treating radiation poisoning.
It's
I
only
get
if you're
cancer,
around.
I'm suing you.
That's fine. Well, I'll probably be killed by some form of terrible beast or monster. You know how it's going. Litigation
So have
takes
you
forever.
made sure that there's no other things that got out of the containment unit?
Oh, other things assuredly got out of the other containment units, but one problem at a time.
That lab tech that got bit on the nose. He's still walking around, or?
Oh, Tim? I don't know. I haven't seen him in a long time.
I think I'm gonna just make a circle in the lab just to, check the doors, make sure there's no dead bodies that are wiggling around.
I'll walk with you.
I want to go check where the containment cells are and see what all actually did end up getting out. So cross-reference that with records.
Okay. So you want to go up to records and find out exactly what was in the containment rooms?
Yeah.
Okay. And Frankie and Kayla are gonna walk around and see if they can make sure that everyone is actually dead.
Yes.
And Alfred is going to be subjected to a series of tests.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I see Amy like actually leaving the room, I'd like to walk with her so that she doesn't go off on her own.
Oh, yeah, well, Amy is assuredly leaving the lab to check the containment cells and then also going to go up to the first floor to check the records room to cross-reference the information.
Alright, I would like to go with her then.
Okay. Frankie, you're on your own.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's handle some things then. Frankie, you walk around the lab and you're checking doors. You're looking for bodies. Do you want to make an investigation roll for me? I think that's what we're looking at. Hold on one second. Double check on a character sheet. Yes.
Okay. 33.
Okay. That's a success for you, yeah?
Mhm,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a low success. You find, as you're walking around the office, you find signs that there might be something alive somewhere in this floor, but you don't see where they are now. You see handprints and the like. Yeah.
Okay. But I think it's on the floor, but not necessarily inside of the lab where we're at.
Correct.
Okay. Then I think I'll just try to make sure that the door is closed, or if there's no way for something to get inside.
Scott, that's a colossal success.
Oh, is it 33? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes. So you find signs that this thing has, that whatever it was that was leaving handprints. Thank you. I failed to realize that it was double threes because I was looking up some stuff. Yes, you find these handprints and you actually can tell exactly where it went. Whatever it was that got away crawled into one of the vents and is somewhere in the walls.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, then with that information, I want to still close all of the doors and just make sure that nothing can come in. But then I'm also going to finish my rounds and actually try to identify all of the vents in this room.
Okay. With your colossal success, you also pick up the fact that there's a lot of research being done in this lab that revolves around the cults and their items.
Oh. Okay.
Some symbols and things that remind you of the cults that you've looked into before, maybe some that you've seen before.
Okay. As I'm walking around checking doors and windows and vents, I'll also just, nosy around as I usually do and pick up anything of interest.
Mm-hmm. We'll get back to that in a moment. Amy and Kayla, you went outside the lab to go check the containment areas. The door to the cell that John Rouge is in is still closed. And doing the cursory checks, you find that he's still in there. But you wanted to get all the numbers off the door, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. That's easy enough to do. But as you're doing that, I'm going to have you do a perception roll.
Both of us?
For both of you.
Well, I think that's a high success for both of us.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yes, I believe that would be high successes for both of you. As you're investigating, you're getting all the numbers off the doors. You hear some noises in the vents. And as you look toward the sound, you see something scuttle away from the vent near you.
That's not ideal.
Right. There are more things living in the vents.
Should we go back and let people know that there are things crawling through the vents before we go to records?
Yeah, I think so. Let them know, see if we can go find out what it might be.
All right. I would like to, as we're walking, like, keep a very close eye on all of the vent cupboards that I see. Try and make sure there's nothing that I can outwardly see in them.
Smart. You don't see anything as you go back to the lab.
Okay.
So now that you're back in the lab, is there anything you want to say to the others?
I'd like to find Frankie first and let her
Okay.
know. Hey Frankie, there's something creepy crawling through the vents.
You find Frankie probably on a chair, like putting reinforcements on the vent in the lab, and she's just gonna look over at you. Oh, I know.
Okay.
Oh, good. As long as we're all on the same page.
I guess we'll go over to the researcher and Alfred now.
Okay.
Hey, I don't want to panic you since you're doing all of these tests and stuff, but there is something creepy crawling through the vents that we probably should make sure doesn't get in here.
Oh, what level of creepy are we speaking?
Guddly. Like a big bug.
Bugs. You know, bugs are pretty interesting. Yeah, I have plenty of facts about bugs. I could tell you guys some if you want.
Let's not. We have more important things.
Are you sure? I have one about giant trapdoor spiders. Is really interesting.
No.
All right. Just no. Education is illumination. You gotta learn things.
Actually, you said giant trapdoor spiders?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Spiders, so we love spiders around here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me too.
they're-
I find them so interesting.
Frankie is gonna lose it.
Oh, well. Anyway, elaborate on what you just said about giant trapdoor spiders.
So giant trapdoor spiders are very interesting because they're alive today, obviously, but they are very, very similar to a lot of things that we found in the fossil record up to 300 million years ago.
Not nearly as helpful as I was hoping it would be.
Oh, okay. Well, the world's
Do we
smallest
know
spider
why
is
they're
the.
called?
Oh, why
why
they're
are
called
they
giant
called
trapdoor spiders?
Yeah.
Oh, because it's a hunting method that they have. So what they essentially do is they will make a web covering over the ground, try to keep it even. They'll cover it with a bunch of leaves and stuff. So whenever larger prey, like mice and things, start running around, they'll fall in, which is very interesting considered that giant trapdoor spiders are typically only about like 4 inches across, including their legs. It's really cool.
So, giant is a bit misleading then.
Yeah, it's a misnomer. Yep. They
I was
used to
hoping
be
this would
giant.
more entertaining.
Yeah, they used to be giant. They're very tiny now.
I think Frankie's gonna finish her rounds and come up with you guys. It's probably just a piece of Tim. Wasn't that the guy that was left?
Are you saying his nose is climbing around in the vents?
What? No, don't be ridiculous.
Stranger things have happened at S.A.V.E.
Hey, let's go look at what all broke out of containment.
Yeah.
See if we can connect some dots.
He smacks an EKG pad right on Alfred's forehead. Schmack.
Are we leaving Al here with this? Frankie uses quotations. Doctor?
We can't exactly bring him with us.
Why not?
You have tests to go through and stuff.
Yeah, they only happen all at once. If I can be useful, I want to be useful.
For right now, we're just looking into things.
I should stay close if I can. Just in case the doctor needs some assistance.
Well, we have to make sure that he is not accidentally harboring Nurgle inside of his body, and it would be very nice to have some possible protection.
Harboring Nurgle?
Yeah. Old Sumerian death goddess of the dead.
He's
Again,
not
so
harboring an old Sumerian god.
But what if he is, though?
He's
where
not.
did they come from?
I mean, he could be. We don't know what was in that phone.
At minimum, or at maximum, he's harboring a piece of an ancient Sumerian god.
You know, I'm pretty confident this time around on making a bet that I'm not harboring an ancient Sumerian death god in me.
You're right. We should be thinking maybe earlier. Maybe. Good point.
Are you also, I'm talking to Amy and Kayla, are you also planning to check out the phone again?
Fuck no.
I don't want to touch that.
Could you bring me the phone?
Absolutely not.
Maybe
I'm not touching that thing.
Maybe I can go up real quick, grab it. I'm very good at acquisitioning things, and bring that back down to the doctor. That way I'm only gone for a couple of moments. And also I can bring him the phone.
Nobody
At minimum,
should
wear
touch.
gloves.
Yeah, nobody should. Realistically, nobody should get anywhere near that phone.
But what if
I mean,
it's important?
It is a clue. We need to be careful, but it could give us information.
He stands up and runs away, comes back with a pair of welder's gloves and the vest that somebody in theory should be wearing for x-rays, and hands it to you. He's like, so you can grab it with the gloves and put it in between the panels of the vest. You should be covered, in theory.
Oh, so you do have this equipment here. You just didn't use it.
We don't have time. There are things we must research.
You had time to go grab it right now.
Yeah, I feel like that would took like 2 seconds.
Well, we're talking
Less
about
than
what
that,
could
really.
potentially be a very, very important artifact.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say that making sure Alfred doesn't die of radiation poisoning or cancer is more important. But
Appreciated.
your priorities seem
Mm-hmm.
wrong.
Research oriented.
Mm-hmm.
Research oriented. This is my position. I don't tell you how to do whatever it is you do.
Kill the monsters.
There's no monsters to kill unless you want
Yeah,
to
you're welcome.
possibly
That's because
destroy
they
the
all
phone.
escaped.
I'm pretty sure there are monsters to kill right now.
Indeed,
Who
the
knows
vents.
might be in the vents.
arguing with me instead of going to kill said monsters seems very counterproductive. But what do I know? I'm just a researcher with a degree and everything.
Ah, fuck it, Frankie, take the vest.
I'll take the things. I will go get the phone. I have secured this room as best possible, I believe. So you should be good until I get back.
Thank you.
I'll go
Thank
up.
you. You
No one go alone.
please.
Okay, so Frankie and Kayla are going up, and Amy is staying with Alfred. Or is Amy also going up?
Oh, Amy was going to the records room.
It's all upstairs.
Watch
Same
out,
floor.
the filing system sucks.
I feel like we should all try and keep like as many people together as possible.
Okay.
So
We'll all
maybe
go-
we can go to the records room all together and then go upstairs to get the phone.
The phone
Mm,
and the records room are on the same floor.
Oh,
Yeah,
So we
let's,
can split when we get on the first floor and just keep doors open.
let's not.
Okay.
We saw
then
what
you
that
guys
phone
can-
did to Alfred.
Okay, then you guys can come with me to get the phone first, because I'm just gonna come straight back down with it.
okay.
Because I don't want Al here alone, because he is alone. This doctor is it's just gonna make a look.
Pretty sure his degree wasn't in medicine.
Maybe. I don't know if he even has a degree.
Fine, if worse comes to worse, I still have a gun.
You do all realize I am standing right here.
I
Yeah.
was about to say the same thing. I was like, he's right there.
Also, he like moves his he moves the lab coat. You see he has like a slung like shotgun. I too have a gun.
All right, that
What?
changes things.
Okay, so that does change
That's a good
things.
piece, though. I'll give you that.
Thank you. I try. Anyway, research can be very messy, but I have multiple degrees, one of which is a master's. Thank you very much. I may not be the best at doing things, but I am not part of the security team. I am part of the research team. It is not my fault that the funding is dog shit.
Is your highest degree a master's degree?
I have one other, but technically I'm not allowed to practice using that anymore, but that is neither here nor there.
Wow.
Okay, so he was a medical
shit.
doctor.
Okay, so I'm gonna go up, get the phone, and come directly back. I think that's the best plan we have.
Yes,
Think
and if you see Tim, he really liked Fancy Feast. It was weird. I didn't judge, but you
Tim
might
is
be able to
dead.
lure him back. But
Tim is dead.
we never know.
There is an 85% chance that Tim is dead.
I'd bump that up to 95.
Yeah, 10% of that 15 is him being undead.
Yes, there's the sneaky third option of there being nothing left of him to turn.
Well, that falls into the 5% of... Well, no, that's the 85% of him just
There's
being
a lot
dead.
of math happening.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Anyway, let's head up.
Okay. So the three of you head out of the lab through the door to go up the stairs, passing by Leroy's home. You have a sad moment of recognition that some stuff happened there, but hopefully things are going to work out. And then you head up the stairs, leaving Al alone with Darius, the researcher. Okay. We'll get back to Al and his tests after we discuss what happens when you go upstairs. Heading up the stairs, you will need to make a perception roll for me.
Everyone can.
Yeah, everyone can. Whoever wants to. You don't
That's a
have to if you don't
failure.
want to.
Does that include me or?
No, not you, Alfred. You're in the
Okay, I
lab
didn't think
being
so.
tested on.
Yeah, it's like, is there things in the lab?
All right. Amy, as you're going up the stairs with everyone else, they're making a significant amount of noise, but you hear and notice movement through the vents. You can hear it in the walls around you. It's not loud, it's fairly subtle, but you get the distinct impression that you're being followed.
great.
Hmm.
That thing in the vents,
Possibly.
it's following us.
Well,
let's just hurry then.
Let's
You hurry
hurry
up.
and-
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Let's hurry and make sure that none of the three of us are alone.
Yes.
okay.
Okay. So you start to head up the stairs, or you are up to the top of the landing of the stairs to where you're at the first floor. Going inside, the lights have kind of controlled themselves. There was some changes and fixes that happened in the last couple of hours to get things kind of back online. It is eerily silent in the floor as you come up. That you notice that most people have evacuated. The cubicles are all empty. You've never quite been here at this time of day before, or you've been here at this time of day, but not at a time when there was no one here. Unless you've done weird things like hang out in the office after hours, Frankie. But you notice that all of the doors are kind of closed except for the ones that you left open at the office, and one person seems to be up here at his desk, still dressed the way that he was the last time you saw him.
Hey guys.
Becker?
Hi, Becker.
Is Al not with you guys?
He's busy.
Mm-hmm. You
Okay.
didn't evacuate. You're still here.
I'm part of the security detail.
Oh, keep forgetting that.
Yeah. It's kind of the nice thing about usually being the last member of the security detail is I don't have to usually do much.
Were you
Wow.
able to get Leroy and the other injured people help?
I got them the best I could. I got a family member working on them, so.
Okay.
Well, we could use your help right now.
Well, it's better than doing paperwork, which is all I've otherwise got to do right now. And at this point, he looks up at all three of you and says very plainly, "No dying on my watch again, please."
I can't
Thanks.
promise anything.
Me neither.
I wasn't planning on it.
Well, fair enough. He stands up, and he's still got some blood on his clothes from earlier. The black and red with a little bit of white striping flannel that, as you can see now, is open and still reveals the bulletproof vest underneath that has a scorch mark or two on there.
I have an
Possibly.
important question. Is the bulletproof vest flannel?
No, it is
Damn.
underneath the flannel.
That doesn't mean anything.
Anyways. He looks down to his SMG at the side and says, "Do I need to grab this as well, or?"
Bring it with you just to be safe.
Alright. Picks it up and checks the chamber before heading out with you guys.
All right. We're going to go get a phone.
Is there a specific reason?
Yes.
Yeah, probably cursed.
It's got ghosts in it.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
All right. We head to the office.
Okay.
We're gonna explain to Becker why we're going to one of the John's office.
We told him we're getting a phone.
Mm-hmm. We're getting a phone.
Yep. And as you move toward John's office, Amy, you notice that your vision is getting blurry. It's not super bad, just slightly blurry. Like everything seems to be slightly off.
Look like if I were to take my glasses off.
Kind of feel, yeah.
Did I grab those papers with the equation on it before?
Yeah, you still have those in your
Okay.
possession. You were gathering them up right about the time that, he went down. So, the office is pretty undisturbed aside from the looting that you guys were doing earlier. It looks almost exactly the same as when you, with the help of one or two other people, got Alfred out of the office, and then they took off and left you to take him down the stairs to the only medical facility nearby. the phone is still sitting on the desk and it's still blinking that it has a voicemail.
Okay. I prepare myself and walk over to it. I'll make sure the vest is on properly. I have my own thieves gloves that I'll put on, and then I'll put on the heavy gloves I was given. Just the like double glove.
Okay.
I'll even put on like, maybe I have like a bandana or a face mask. And I will just pick up the whole phone in its entirety.
Okay. So for this one, I guess it's an agility roll to successfully not knock the thing off the hook as you're lifting it and trying to move it and disconnect it from all of the wires. A phone like this actually has a couple of wires plugged into it.
Okay. Well, I have an 80, so this should be good. Okay.
Should be. Are you by yourself? Did everyone else stay outside the office?
No,
I'm
we're
in
sticking
the
together.
office.
Okay, so you're in the room with her. Very
Yes.
good to know. Okay.
Or at least Amy is.
I am
Yeah.
as well.
Who's inside and who's outside?
Did
Do we
Becker
want to have
come
a
in with us?
contingency?
Becker's in the doorway.
Okay. Kayla, do you want to be out just in case there's a radius, something happening?
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll step out of the office.
All right. 69,
Nice.
80.
Nice.
Nice.
Bunch of nices. Okay. You managed to get it without fumbling it, disconnect the wires, and pick it up, leaving it sort of in its state, whatever that state is of being hung up. Now that it's disconnected from everything, the little display screen on it that's super, very much old school, turns off. The blinking light stops. It appears to be disconnected.
Okay. I'm going to just hold it out carefully in front of me and look up at everyone. So, who's going to be the lucky escort to take me back downstairs?
I got you.
All right. She's going to nod and start making her way outside of the room and try to make it all the way back down to the lab.
Okay. We'll come back to you two in a moment as we continue to break up this party. So, Amy, you wanted to go to the records room, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Kayla, are you going with Amy?
Yes.
Okay. The records room is directly across from John Rouge's office. You have to sort of navigate the cubicles a little bit, but you know where it is. You guys have paid attention to it, gone into it a few times. You're well aware of the records room. It is unlocked when you get there. And inside you find a series of file cabinets in rows. There's a likely place where you'll find the records of those in containment. Their case files are also elsewhere, but there's going to be a master list of all things in containment in one of the files. But where that file is, as Alfred indicated, is a nightmare. So you'll have to make either both of you or one of you will have to make a research roll to sort of sort through it and find it.
Hell yeah. Oh,
That is just very barely a colossal failure. It is one above.
oh, you can flip a token dark.
I would like to do that, please.
So you want to flip a token dark so that you succeed?
Yes, please.
Okay. Very good.
Flip it from a botch to a colossal success.
There you go. Best use of flipping a token. So Amy, you did a pretty good job. You're sorting through a lot of the files, but you are getting there. You're pretty sure you've locked in which of this bizarre organizational structure that the files are used for. But at that same time, Kayla opens a drawer and goes, "Oh," and there it is, right in front of her.
Well, what do we want to look at this here, or do we want to take it downstairs first?
I think we should get downstairs as fast as possible.
Okay, but I know that you just said that. Can we stop at my desk real quick? I want to look and see if I can find, like, a calculator or something to do this equation. I'm assuming I have one.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
A science calculator of some
Alright.
kind.
Yeah, I guess.
I would like to grab that as we are making our way downstairs.
Mhm. Okay. As you get to your desk, you notice that things on your desk have been moved around.
I don't like when people touch my desk. I'm just gonna look for the calculator.
Okay. As you open one of her drawers where you know the calculator is, you notice that a pen is kind of moving on a sheet of paper on your desk. It looks like it's kind of rolling around, but you realize that it's writing out some words.
I am going to close the drawer and go get Amy and probably freak out as we go downstairs.
Okay. Then you're going to make a willpower roll for me against some terror here. It's just a low level of terror, just a minor. But you succeeded. Yeah. The high success, so it doesn't bother you that much. It was just kind of creepy.
Okay. Amy, do you see that?
Do I see what?
The pen on my desk.
The pen indicated no longer seems to be moving, but there's some words written on the paper on the desk in a very scratchy, childlike hand.
Alright, what do the words say?
It just says U and AR.
UAR?
You know, if you're gonna fucking write at us, at least finish what you're trying to say.
I guess I open the drawer again, see if it starts writing again.
The temperature in the room drops quite a bit, and the words start to write again. It continues and spells out, "You are in danger."
Okay,
Yeah, no
we're
shit.
getting out of here. Yeah. Let's go to the basement.
Yeah, we'll address the fact that your desk is apparently haunted later.
Yeah, that's a later problem. First, we need to get out of danger. Hopefully.
We can at least try.
Yeah.
Okay. As you pass through in the doorway into the stairwell, you hear some crashing behind you.
I don't turn around.
Yeah,
Okay.
We fucking run.
Okay. You don't turn around. Good to know. Then we're going to go back to Frankie. Actually, we're going to go to Alfred and Darius down in the lab. Give them some interaction time.
So we jump cut to the modified MRI. There are indeed many squeaky toys that have been like very messily glued to the sides of the inside of this machine. A bunch of like child stickers and everything like that. And he's like, okay, so you are going to feel the slight sensation of a taser at one very specific point in your body. Maybe.
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 And what part of my body is that?
It's different for everyone. Sometimes it might not even happen at all. If you do smell something that sounds like it's burning.
If I smell something that sounds like it's burning?
Yeah, I could go and explain to you that this opens a temporary temporal rift that allows me to look at you in different dimensions and how that all works. But I think you just rather me do the test and we can make sure that you're not harboring an ancient Sumerian death god.
If I'm harboring an ancient Sumerian death god, I'll eat my fucking shoe.
If you eat your shoe, that might mess with the readings. So let's not do that just quite yet.
Yeah, I get on with it then.
All right. So the machine starts to like whir, and then it shuts off. And he walks up. You can hear him like cussing and just kind of shuffle around, kicks the side of it, and turns back on again. And he runs back over to the observation. He's like, okay. Yes, indeed. You, my friend, have something that is not of this dimension.
Inside of me.
Indeed.
Fuck. All right, how do we get it out?
I think the better question is, do you feel anything different? Why have you here? This is the prime spot for you to really be in tune with your inner self and your new friend. Essentially, what we have here is a situation where it's kind of like a tapeworm kind of thing, except the tapeworm is the piece of a thing that is completely beyond all possibility of comprehension. Even I don't quite think I could properly demonstrate to you what you are dealing with at this exact moment. However, there's always time for study, and if you are feeling any different, you may also possibly have access to whatever power this thing holds. And I think it might be smart to try to test that.
Okay. Before I answer that question, I would just like to state for the record, you're a nutcase. That's about that on that part. I tried to sense the unknown earlier, and it felt a bit odd, but that's about it.
Odd how?
I don't know. I just got the general sense of danger from everything that I needed to be careful and wary, and tried not to let my paranoia get the better of me.
Do you have a history of anxiety?
Not necessarily.
Hypertension?
I get plenty of headaches.
Allergy to shellfish?
No.
You see his arms slowly reach in, and he has just like a very just slightly cooked shrimp. Would you like one?
How long has that been there?
I popped it in the microwave, like before we started the modified MRI.
You microwaved shrimp?
Yes. It's a very convenient modern solution to a very old Paleolithic problem. Do you want a shrimp or not? God damn it!
You couldn't at least like bring in an air fryer or something?
Budget.
Fuck you. I'll take the fucking shrimp. I'm gonna take the shrimp. I'm gonna eat it. Snatch it from him.
Go back.
Put it in for another 30 seconds or so.
Oh, fuck you. Try to use your powers. God damn it.
I already have the yards. I can heal people with it. You want me to do that?
Yeah, just fuck. Oh. You could hear the sound of him opening his flask and drinking from it, and like just tossing it behind him. Just try something.
Okay. If I'm gonna try to heal someone needs to be injured, or at least afflicted with something.
Just go through the motions, please.
All right. I'll just slap my hand onto his chest and try to use the art.
Okay. First thing you notice when you slap your hand to his chest is that you don't feel a whole lot of warmth. Just residual room warmth. warmth. But then as you use your powers, something happens. First, all the electronics in the room start to go wonky, turning on and off. The lights flicker. And you hear the whispers again. This time, they're saying, yes, heal, heal.
Wow, don't fucking like that.
Neither do I. The entirety of the room seems to be going. I'm pretty sure we paid the bill this month.
Yeah, no, I think it's me. Did you hear the voice?
Voice?
Yeah, there's a fucking evil sounding voice in my head. I guess
No.
it's my head saying
very-
heal, yes, heal. It wants me to heal, which seems counterintuitive to me.
I mean, a random thing speaking in your brain might be good. Let's try something else. Do you have any other abilities that you're aware of?
No, that's just the main one.
Interesting. Would you like another shrimp?
Yeah, sure.
Aha! I knew it when you over. Here you go. He hands you
Still
another shrimp,
undercooked.
and he runs over to his computer and starts kind of typing things in. Do you have the? Let's try something else. So you're aware of the healing power. Maybe perhaps if we tested you in a few other situations, maybe you have some residual things. Although, if you are being prompted to heal by whatever is within you and it didn't tear you to shreds at a molecular level, that could also be a good thing. We could try again, except now on a subject who is injured. Maybe you could try one of the bodies.
If I try healing a body and it comes back to life as a zombie, I'm gonna shoot you, then it.
I mean, we could go that route. We could research and see what we find. Or as the kids like to say, we could fuck around and find out, Alfred.
Yeah, let's do that, I guess. I don't see any other options. Are there any bodies still lying around, or are we gonna need to go fetch one?
Oh, yeah. No. He was moving them around, but he wasn't taking them out of the room.
Yeah, more
It's
just
just a
moving
pile
them
of them now.
for a path. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Just for the record, the voice in my head did not sound very cheerful and benevolent, so I'm not sure if this is necessarily a good idea.
Alfred, I think after this experience, we need to take you to HR. You apparently need some sensitivity training.
Don't fucking remind me. God, that fucking HR file. Never mind. All right. I'm gonna crouch down next to a body and attempt to use the art again.
Okay.
Do I need to roll for it this time?
I think so. Yep.
No.
Okay. As you're trying to do that, you feel a tremendous pressure in your head. The voice is louder, and now you can fully make out the voices. There's a couple of them. They're kind of silent for a moment as the lights flicker around you and the electronics go haywire. And the voice says, "Use your powers, Alfred. Yes." And there's multiple like, yes.
Well, it doesn't always work 100% of the time, and it didn't this time, but they're definitely still getting chatty with me.
How old are you, Mr. Johnson?
It's not necessary.
It is for my study.
60.
60. Well, at 60, I hear that sometimes you do tend to have performance issues. I would not know, being the absolute physical specimen that you see before you, but it is normal. Maybe it's a corpse issue. Maybe we need something a little fresher.
No, I can't just do this repeatedly over and over again. It takes focus and concentration and fucks with the balance of the unknown and the art and all that.
Ishposh, we are on the brink of something. I can feel it. I can feel it. You must push forward. You were whatever you were before this. It's inconsequential. It doesn't matter. It's probably a waste of your time anyway. This, however, is the most important moment of your existence. You must seize the opportunity.
Yeah, I'm gonna disagree with you on that, but sure, we can try another test.
All right. Well, he reaches over and like pulls out what is assuredly a very dirty scalpel and cuts his own palm, and he sticks it at you like, heal me.
Okay. So a couple of things happen when that happens. The slash goes across the skin, as you would expect it to do. But then, Alfred, you don't see any blood. And we'll cut away to the others in the stairwell. Frankie, you and Becker are coming down the stairs.
Yeah.
You're carrying the phone as carefully as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Out of nowhere, a small black thing darts between your legs.
I'm gonna try not to freak out and grip the phone. Did I see it clearly?
Yes. You didn't see it clearly until it passed through your legs. Becker, do you want to make a perception roll to see if you see this thing darting between Frankie's legs as she's trying to go down the stairs?
Sure. That'll be under that. So. I do not.
All right. You're not paying attention, or you're distracted, or you just don't see it because it's too small. But Frankie, when the thing darts through your legs and you hold onto the phone trying to keep your balance, you're initially confused until you realize that it's obsidian.
The thing
black
is obsidian?
The
it's
black
the cat. Okay. I kind of stop on the stair for a second and just breathe.
Everything all right?
Yep. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
I'm gonna continue.
Okay. As soon as you start down, I'm gonna have you make a roll. I'm just looking up which one it is. I believe it's willpower, but hold on. Indeed. And I'm gonna roll as well.
Do
Okay.
you need me to roll as well?
No, just Frankie.
67.
Oof. Dice rollers doing that thing where they roll close to each other.
9, 67, 65, yep.
Okay. What was your success level? Sorry, I'm not looking at your character sheet.
My willpower is only 50.
Okay, so you failed.
Yeah.
Good to know. Cool. You feel compelled to continue down the stairs. But you suddenly kind of lose track of Obsidian and Becker, and you're just focused on getting down to the bottom of the stairs. Becker, Frankie starts to move down the stairs as if she's not paying attention to what's going on. And you see the cat now, and the cat seems to be confused about what's going on, and then starts to follow Frankie with the back starting to haunch and the fur coming up.
Safety's off. Moving forward.
When Frankie gets to the bottom of the stairs, Frankie, you just know that you're supposed to go into Leroy's home. You just know this. This is something that's in your brain. It's very important to you to go in there.
Okay. I will walk in there.
Okay.
attempt to stop her, knowing that research and development is not that way?
It is not. When you try to stop her, you realize that Frankie's eyes are somewhat glossed over. And we get to do a thing, I think. I think you get to try to shake her free. Hold on one second. Flipping back and forth between things because I didn't leave notes properly for myself. Okay. Looks like you can both make some kind of roll, but you, Frankie, will suffer from a -30. So I think that it's a perception roll for you to notice Becker trying to stop you. And Becker, I'm not sure. Some kind of physical roll of some kind.
Well, it's physical. We got a number for that at least, so we can roll that. That is a success for me.
I fail.
Okay. You don't really notice Becker trying to stop you, but Becker does restrain you for a moment. And for a moment, you are not sure, but you're just not moving forward anymore. It takes you a moment to sort of realize that Becker is holding you. It's a long, drawn-out moment. So we're going to give Becker a chance to do something while this is happening.
He's being, of course, very respectful, but slowly pulling her away from Leroy's area and just continually saying, "That's not the way to R&D. What are you doing?"
And at this point, at this point, you notice that Becker is there trying to restrain you. Didn't quite catch what he said. He said something to you, but now you realize that he's trying to stop you from going into Leroy's room, but you can't remember why you wanted to go there, just that you really needed to go there. And you still kind of feel like you should go there, but it's not as strong of a pull anymore.
Okay. I'm going to look up at Becker and sort of blink a couple times, and then look down at the phone in my hand, and then look back up. Sorry. We need to get to research, right?
Yeah. You doing okay there?
I'm actually not sure, but we have to get back to Al and the crazy doctor, so I'm fine. I just needed a second. Yeah.
All right.
And I'll start walking to the lab.
Yep. Door's right there, so you can go through it and start walking toward the lab. And Becker, you can follow. Do you let Obsidian through the door? Either of you?
I mean, it wouldn't slam it on the cat, so yes, in my part at least.
Okay. Obsidian is no longer sort of haunched. Still a little, restrained, not really kind of rushing to Frankie's feet. As we all know that Frankie and Obsidian have a bit of a friendship. As much as any sort of coworker might have with another coworker, as it were.
I'm gonna head directly over to where Al and the doctor are.
Okay. You approach just in time to hear the bit of conversation about being on the verge of something.
I'm still holding the phone, but do I smell shrimp?
Indeed. And he pulls his hand back and tucks it into his pocket. It's like, I think your friend is very, very close to something. Shrimp is good for the brain. Don't cite my sources, but I feel like we're onto something. I see you have brought me the phone. Your friend, unfortunately, seems to be harboring the piece of something that is above at least a fifth dimension inside of him, I do believe.
Frankie, stay back for a second. Darius, show me your hand again.
At this point, Obsidian, coming into the room, haunches as much as she can her back and just yowls.
Is she yelling at anyone specifically or just doing it?
Specifically, kind of in the general direction of you and Darius.
I'm gonna put my hand up to my waist.
He's gonna grab the shotgun and point it directly at Alfred and take a step back. Whoa, now.
Whoa, what is
Show me
happening?
your hand again. You didn't have any fucking blood when you cut yourself.
Becker's raising his SMG now, and Darius.
Well, you did heal me, friend.
Yeah,
And
it doesn't work
this'll
like
be-
that.
This will be the same point that Amy and Kayla get to the bottom of the stairs.
We're going straight to the research lab.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
just
so
fucking
you can-
going.
Crash in to all of this that's happening in front of you.
Ooh.
Guys, my desk is haunted.
Yeah, we got other issues right now.
Mhm.
Wait,
God,
it's
Jesus
haunted?
Christ.
Calm down.
Like, people are pointing guns at me. This is not fun at all.
Show
Okay.
them your
God.
fucking hand, Darius.
See, I don't know about all that.
Why don't you bleed?
You're here. I don't know. You're imagining things, hearing voices. He
Can we see
walks
your
over.
hand?
He slowly walks over to the computer and hits play, and it's a recording of what their discussion, and it's the moment where Alfred had begun to say he was hearing voices and things. Your friend is clearly very confused.
Can we see your hand though?
I suppose so. He shows you the unaffected hand.
Is the skin cut at all, or does
Oh
it
yeah,
just look-
skin is cut.
He used his healing power on me.
Way before you cut yourself.
Yeah, it's a very shallow cut. There's multiple wounds here on this body. I've been around a lot of weird things. That doesn't mean I deserve to be shot.
Starting to think you are a weird thing.
Says the man with the weird creature inside of him.
You're the one that's decided it's a weird creature. I don't know what the fuck it is yet.
Hearing voices telling you to do things is not exactly normal. Unless you have
Okay.
schizophrenia.
Maybe we should all just take a moment because I'm still holding a phone.
I'm still holding a shotgun. So are we all gonna lower our things all at once?
I haven't raised mine yet. I'm just at the ready. You're the one that drew.
There's a man holding an SMG on me currently.
Yeah, thanks, Becker.
Becker's not pulling back yet.
Before we relax, Darius explained to me why when I touched you to heal you, I didn't feel any body heat.
I'm anemic.
Fuck, that's a good answer. Cut
Jackass.
yourself again then. Prove that you can bleed.
Cut myself again? You weirdo, no!
You did it once. You didn't have any problems the first time. It's all about progress, right?
It is indeed, but we're not studying me here, we're studying you.
Well, the topic's changed. Because in my expert medical opinion, I think you're something worth studying as well.
Well, see, you make a good point there. However, I think that he's going to turn very fast and let off the shotgun in the direction of Becker, step back, and activate Swarm.
As soon as he sees movement, Becker's shooting.
Yeah, I'm gonna,
Oh
once
yeah,
I
Amy's trying
do
to.
that, I'm gonna draw and shoot as well if I can.
Okay. So, yes. So, first Darius shot at Becker, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll resolve that first. Will you make for me a dice roll, and I'll tell you whether or not it's succeeded.
See, that's the rough part. Throw that in. There we go. Okay. 93.
Okay, so that was a failure. Shot goes wild. It's mostly a distraction, but a swarm of insects start to fill the room. Not insects, spiders start to rush out of the walls, start covering the floors, filling the room, and causing all of you to have problems. But then Becker was going to shoot, so we'll let you make that roll, albeit with a small penalty of -20.
That is a fail.
Okay. And then Alfred is going to draw and shoot.
Yes. -20 as well.
Indeed.
All right. Yeah, nope.
All right, so these shots all go wild as the room fills with these 8-legged monstrosities coming from the walls, the floors, and the drains. And it's spiders and that shrimp filling the room all around you. They're coming from everywhere. They're dropping from the ceiling, from the light fixtures.
I would
Frankie,
also like to have a
Kayla.
reaction.
Yeah, what are you wanting to do?
I would like to activate Hidden Hand to grab Darius.
Okay.
So we flip token dark.
Yep.
I lose 10 willpower.
Did it activate?
Yeah.
Just checking. Okay.
Yep, it's successfully activated.
Okay. And then
And-
you...
That's a success.
93 is a success? Oh, crazy.
So with Hidden Hand, I have a +20 because I only spent 10 willpower, which brings my number up to 100.
Got it.
So it's a low
Okay.
success, but it's a success.
Does he get to resist in any way?
Yes.
Find it in the book. Book could use some little tabs that I was supposed to put in, and I still haven't done it. Oh, right. Kinetic. And then the hidden hand. Okay, hidden hand. What is the resistance that they get? I'm trying to find that. Cost this. Throwing, slamming. Throwing objects or slamming. A door. Superficial injury. Okay, it's an opposed check of reflexes. Very good. Okay, Darius, make another roll for me there, Lynn. You could? Ooh.
That's unfortunate.
12.
Yeah, and then you, let's see, it's specific opposed, so, all right, yeah. Yeah, we'll just, unless you want to roll again, Amy, and Termite, and see how this goes for Amy. Because it says specific opposed, so.
Oh, I mean, I rolled my thing.
Oh, yeah, you rolled the 93. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so, very good. So, Darius, you feel the grip of the hidden hand, but you push through it, and you get out of it. And then I will go to Frankie and Kayla to find out what they want to do before I come back to Lynn and Darius at the start of the action sequence, as it were.
I mean, Frankie could try to put the phone in one hand and try to throw a knife with the other. It's like a gloved hand. That's going to be interesting.
Could
She could
I try
try.
and take the phone from Frankie before she throws the knife? Or would that count as a second action?
Sorry? Let me... One more time.
Could I take the phone from Frankie so that she can throw the knife? Or would that be too long of an action?
Oh, if you wanted to switch up the order of actions, you could do that if you had the foresight to take the phone away from Frankie. I'm going to make you make a dexterity roll, though.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
So that's not a success.
All right.
Oh,
That-
no.
That looks like a botch, as a matter of fact.
Man, I wish I rolled that.
Okay. Yeah, because it would have been a colossal success for you. All right. So you drop the phone as you try to take it from Frankie. It knocks onto the ground and goes off the hook. I'm going to deal with its reaction in a second. Frankie, you wanted to throw a knife.
Sure.
Okay.
26. That's a success.
Okay. Very good. So your knife goes flying toward Darius. And fortunately for Darius, it strikes him in a very vital space where you'd expect it to do something major to him. It does penetrate him. It does seem to cause a major sort of injury to him, as it were. But it doesn't affect him in any way.
Where did it hit?
Right in his chest.
That
Can I have
tickles.
it? Can I have it hit in his throat instead? Like,
Sure. It can hit in his throat. It can absolutely hit in his throat.
Yeah.
Still doesn't affect him. And the laugh still happens, albeit a bit changed as a blade is sticking in his throat. But it still happens.
Okay.
And then there's this weird electrical zap sound from the phone, and the lights go out. All right, we go to Darius, who is the next person to act in all of these crazy actions.
I have another fun fact about spiders for all of you.
Is now really the time.
It's always the time. Spiders don't need to see, technically. They have a bunch of small hairs that allow them to find prey. You hear the shotgun rack again. He now turns to Alfred and lets it off again and has the spiders just start going directly for everyone.
Ooh. Okay, well, a shot in the dark is pretty wild. Let's see if you can make the shot, but with like a negative, probably 30 from the darkness. Even with the help of your spiders to figure out where everyone is. Oh. That's still a success.
Spiders!
All right. So Alfred gets hit with a bunch of pellets.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I think that this is actually going to be pretty bad for you, Alfred. It's got to be at least a major wound here that you're going to take.
Yeah, all right.
Do you want to roll with the punch, I guess?
Yeah, if I can do that, I will absolutely.
Yes, I'll allow it, since this is the first time we've ever actually tried this particular technique. So you're going to make... hold on one second. I think it's a reflex roll? Yeah. Reflex roll.
All right. Where are my reflexes?
Should be 65.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's down there. It is indeed 65. I think I did it. I think I managed it. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so it drops it down. It's going to be a minor wound that you take.
Minor wound.
Did you already have one?
A minor wound? No, I think I had a superficial wound when I got attacked by the woman.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Then you now have a minor, which is a -10 to like your stuff, your physical stuff.
Damn it. Yeah. I guess I get hit. I'm just gonna. Oh fuck.
You
yeah,
kind
I
of
probably shouldn't have blocked.
You kind of roll away from the shot. You duck behind some piece of equipment, so you only get hit with like a little of the damage.
Fuck around and find out.
We cut to Becker, who was the next tagged.
Becker's gonna, having seen where the shotgun blast came from, he's gonna aim for just left of where the shotgun blast went, because light and sound and such, and shoot where essentially roughly would be the body, and just open up. This is not a tactical burst. This is a empty the mag.
It's gonna be a very, very low number for success, isn't it? Because what is your normal? 60? Is it?
80.
Oh, it's 80. Oh, well then it's a 40, I guess, to try to succeed on this thing.
Normal is firearms is 80.
Yep. Okay.
73.
All right. Unloading the magazine, just firing in the direction. You hear it hit against all kinds of stuff as it pelts the walls. Fortunately, it wasn't a botch, so we don't have to see if it hits anyone else. But now we go to Alfred, who just dove behind a thing. Actually, no, because you did take an action. Hold on. The rolling with the thing reduces you into combat, so we're going to jump to one of the others. I think Amy was next, and then we'll come back to you.
Okay, do I have a rough idea of where Darius is so I can try and get that gun away from him?
You do have a rough idea.
Okay.
You also have some tricks of the trade that might help you figure out where he is.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but also I don't want crazy man with a shotgun running around.
Okay. Well, if you're gonna try to go for him, it's still a -40 because of the complete darkness.
It's a low success.
Nice. So you grasp him. I think we're gonna leave that. We're gonna let you grasp him. Not gonna give him a chance to break free from this one, because he has other tricks up his sleeve that we'll see what he can do. Now we'll go to Alfred.
All right. So while I'm kind of crouched behind what I'm assuming is like a table or something I can't see, I'm just gonna pull the gun fully out, but then kind of just talk to myself. Look, I don't know what the fuck you are, what the fuck you're doing in me, or what the fuck you're capable of, but some help right now would be really nice. And I want to see if that does anything.
Make a willpower roll for me, your current willpower, which I think is kind of low.
It got healed because Kayla brought me from like serious to minor, and then you said a second ago that we lost a minor.
Yes, you did.
So I'm all the way back up. All right. 42. That is a success technically, because 50.
Got it. So you succeed. So as you have this conversation with yourself, you begin to feel some strangities, and you can see, without really seeing, you can sort of sense Amy, Kayla, and this Darius fellow in the room.
Is that it, or can I also shoot?
You can shoot.
Actually, do I sense anything else? Because I noticed Frankie hitting him didn't seem to do anything. Is there any other source or entity around that I can sense?
Nope.
All right, in that case,
Just those
I'll
three.
I'll just shoot him. Hope for the best.
Mhm.
36 out of 48. That is also a hit.
Okay. We determined that you did. Is it major or major wounds that you did before, right? Didn't we?
I don't remember, but I think so.
Yeah. Okay. The shot goes off. There's a bright blast of light. You see everyone briefly in the flash, and then it goes away. Just a quick blink. Darius, you feel the hit, and that's that. We're gonna go to Kayla. Actually acted first. So Kayla, as the phone does some things, you want to do something?
I was gonna try and put the phone back on the hook, like as soon as it hits the ground.
Very good. That's very fun and intriguing for me. So you go to put the phone back on the hook. You dive to the ground to grab it. As you do, you're gonna make another reflex roll, or a reflex roll. Yeah. Easy crazies.
Oh, no.
The dice do not want you to succeed. This is another botch. It was exactly the same number as
99 in a
before.
row.
Exactly the same number as before. Okay, good. Okay. Well, the dice can be telling a story. That's fine. So as you go to put it on the floor, you fumble with it and make a willpower roll for me.
Yep. That's
Hey.
a success.
There you go. Finally. You feel the hairs on the side of your face raise up. You feel them sort of reacting to the sort of static nature of the phone. You hear some light whispers briefly before you manage to put the phone back on the hook. And as you do, the lights start to flicker back on. Frankie, what do you want to do as the lights are flickering back on?
So I see that Kayla has secured the phone. Did I hear any whispers or no?
Nope.
Okay.
You're super close to it.
Okay. Then I'm going to look down at her as she's with the phone. Are you good? Do you have it?
I think so.
Okay. Are the lights back on or is it still dark?
They're flickering, so you have brief moments where you can see and then brief moments where you can't.
Okay. In the moments I can see, I'd like to chart a path to Darius. If there's some space to get behind him, that's my goal. So I'd like to just like take off and I don't know, maybe agility. Like I'd like to quickly get to him. Maybe jumping off of tables and whatnot.
Okay. Yeah. So that's going to be probably a movement roll. That's what that's going to be, to try to rush to him by doing some parkouriness.
Sorry, did you say what I was rolling?
Yeah, it's movement. So movement is up there right across from agility. It's one of the skills.
It's a fail.
Okay. You start to go over the table. Like you move around one piece of equipment and you start to go over the table, the main thing separating you and him. And as you get to it, you sort of slip and go tumbling down onto it. You don't hurt yourself, and you don't really like get into a worse situation. You just don't quite make it there. But you do have the path, as it were. And then the lights come all the way back on. and I'm going to turn the camera over to Darius to find out what's happening right now.
So how is he being held at the moment?
Some unseen force is grasped onto his torso.
Would he have been able to connect who that's coming from?
I mean, probably, maybe. There's only one person that is sort of standing there, not doing anything. Right? There's people shooting. There's people running. Someone laying on the ground,
actively doing shit.
Yeah, and then there's one just standing there.
Then I think he's going to will the spiders towards them specifically.
Okay.
Have them attempt to bite, crawl into wherever they can.
Ooh. All right, Amy. I'm gonna have you make a willpower roll to resist this terrifying thing as you get spiders crawling all around you.
Failure.
You do. I was gonna say you do have a minus 30 to it, or minus 20 to it. Sorry. It was failure anyway. So I gotta look at your character sheet so I give you the right damage that you take from this terrifying thing of being swarmed by spiders. This is probably a major trauma because they're swarming all over your body, getting under your clothes, all up your hands, and they're doing that thing where it's like this swarm of them is coming up your body, right? And it's like they're gonna envelop you. Yeah.
Love that for me.
Okay. That being what Darius did. Alfred, what do you want to do now that you can see? I'm sorry, Becker. Sorry, it's Becker. Becker first, then Alfred.
Well, Becker's gonna draw a sidearm then. And
okay.
He's gonna wait until he actually can see anything because he knew there was movement. He could hear that much. But he doesn't exactly know where to fire, and he's not about to fire around folks that he just sees as shadows in the dark.
I mean, the lights are on now.
The lights came on.
Yep. I'm just dumb. My apologies. Yeah, he's opening fire directly on Darius's head.
Okay.
$27.
Ooh.
That is a success.
All right. Cool. You're going to succeed, but then your gun is going to jam because I decided to use some of my GM powers of minorly inconveniencing you. But you do succeed in the shot. This one is going to hit very critical location. Once again, your hit, I think you're getting pretty close to some real rough situation there, Darius, but once again, you're fine. And then we go to Alfred. Oh, unless you want to say something, Lynn, or do something clever.
Oh no, I imagine at this point he is incapable of saying things. His jaw is probably on the floor.
Sounds good. Jaw on the floor, knife in the throat, and it's Alfred's chance to do something.
Looking around, is there anything in the lab I see that looks particularly flammable? Any liquids or anything that will catch fire very easily?
Absolutely. This is a lab. After all, it has all the usual chemicals and then some of the unusual chemicals.
And his flask would be sitting on his desk still.
And the flask. And probably a beaker or vial with some of the whiskey in it as well. Or bourbon, or whatever it is.
I'll try to go for any glass beaker or anything that has something in it that I believe to be flammable, since I feel like that'd be easier than the flask, because then I can just throw it at him, hope it shatters. And so as I kind of go do that, I'm gonna mumble under my breath, "Thanks, by the way," and then grab that and just kind of like chuck it at him and see if I can get shatter on him, and then start looking for something to start a fire with.
Cool. So just make an agility roll then.
Right. Oh boy. I'll flip a token to make that succeed.
Okay.
Or can I use a takeaway for that instead?
I mean, in your case, yes.
Because as far as I can tell, this guy, he wasn't bleeding. He doesn't have any body heat. His body parts are falling apart. I feel like he's a zombie, so I feel like this is a defended against zombies takeaway.
Yeah, absolutely. Has that feel to it. All right, it smashes against him, doesn't do any damage, but it covers him in the flammable liquid that you intended. As you search around, and we'll get back to you when it comes back to you. Amy, you're holding him with your unseen hand. Yeah.
Is there a Bunsen burner I can see, or something similar?
Oh, absolutely. This is a lab, after all.
Yeah, I figured. Can I follow up on Alfred's thing by lighting a Bunsen burner and throwing it at him?
Sure. Do you maintain the hand while you do other actions, or are you gonna use the hand to do it, or how are we doing it?
I'm gonna use the hand to do it.
Okay. Which is exactly expressly what the hand is for.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
So, remember that -20 I mentioned before?
Yeah, can we turn a token so that's a success?
Yes, we can. Very good. So many of these tokens. I'm using them for other things because I'm not using them for some of the things I should be using them for, but I'm keeping track of them. Very good. So you use the hand, the Bunsen burner goes flying into him, and unfortunately, Darius, you are now on fire.
By sea.
I see.
Kayla, what do you want to do as Darius lights on fire in front of you?
How close am I to him?
Oh, I mean, there's a table between you two, like a examination table.
And I would like to make sure the phone is like on the hook, sitting on the floor, right?
Yes, you did that already.
All right, wanted to make sure. I would like to run towards the door to the hallway.
Sounds good. Make a movement roll for me because of all of the random debris and bodies hanging out in this room.
What's my movement again?
Your movement is 50.
Yeah, so
that's
success.
a low success. Yeah. Okay. There's a little bit of awkwardness as you kind of trip and stuff, but it doesn't stop you from getting where you want to get. I mean, you probably slip in a little blood or something, but you make it to the door without falling and hurting yourself or anything like that. And then we go to Frankie, who's laying on the examination table right in front of this burning guy.
Okay. I think I'll kind of get it back up. And if I can, jump off the table, but on the other side of the table where I was trying to get to.
Yep.
And I will just chuck a bottle of whiskey at him.
Okay. Agility roll from you too. And I'm going to give you a plus 10 just because you're so
Thanks.
close. Oop. Command not found. Let's see. So that
was that
is
roll?
you're rolling agility. That's 1 over because of the 10 I gave you. There's some takeaway options, there's some flipping coin options, or there's just accept the failure options.
I'll take away.
Okay. We gotta do something with those later. Alright. You mark a takeaway. You succeed. You smash the bottle into him. The flame grows higher toward the ceiling, and you have this sudden thought that maybe there's a fire suppression system, but knowing the office, it probably doesn't work properly. And now I go to Lynn to find out how Darius reacts to all of this fire suddenly on him.
Who's the closest person to me? And can I move again?
Yeah, you can move. You're on fire. You don't have much longer to live. You will be lethal here in a second because of your weakness. But you can move forward. The closest person to you is Frankie, who kind of was trying to get to you and made it most of the way there.
Oh, well, then
bottle at you.
I'm going to run directly to them as well, and I'm going to give them a big old hug.
Come at me.
Come at her. Okay, then we're going to have you make a roll. This is going to be probably stamina, because I think that's what it falls under for you kinds of things. That's a success. It's a low success. Frankie, you have Burning Man grabbing you.
Mm-hmm. Can I react to that?
You can react to that. That would be, what would that be? Reflexes, I guess, to try to not get grabbed.
Well, I believe I'm wearing a Kevlar. What was What did you give me? Some sort of armor plate on my.
Yeah, it's a vest.
Yeah.
That'll help from the damage that you're gonna take.
So can I allow him to hug me or grab me?
Yep.
Because I want to get closer to him anyway to grab my knife.
Okay, yeah, you can allow it. You can allow him to grab you. Not a problem. You will take a serious wound from the fire that will, transfer from him to you based on the fact that it's just burning alcohol on the outside of his flesh. But then you'll make probably a dex roll to try to grab the knife from him.
Okay. You want me to do that now?
Yes, go for it.
23.
Yeah, absolutely. You
And
absolutely.
instead of taking the knife out,
Okay.
I want to just rip it out so that hopefully it takes half his throat.
Oh, yeah. Tears his throat off. Very good. His head comes clean with it as well as you tear the knife through. His head lilts to the side and then tears off his body as it burns. We're no longer in combat, so I'm just going to describe what happens next. The head falls off the body, but the arms and torso continue to wrap onto you and hold you as if they're totally, fully functional and strong.
Gross.
Cut to Lynn real fast. Lynn, do you have any last words?
He attempts to choke out one last spider fact, but instead he kind of, out of what's left of his face, kind of gargles.
Sorry. You shrimp. All right. Amy, these spiders start to just climb back down off you, like they scatter, like they're afraid. They're rushing back to their places, the drains in the floor, the holes in the walls, wherever they're going, the light fixtures. Frankie, the body, however, continues to keep gripping you, and it's still moving, like it's the hands are still clawing at your clothes. If you don't remove this body soon, you're going to increase from a serious to a major wound.
Okay. I will attempt to basically bring him down to the ground and push him off.
Okay. Let's just see how well that goes. That's just gonna be a strength roll. Hey, all right. 41 is the lowest success. I'll count it. You get him to the ground and you push him off. You break free from the grip, and the body then just stops moving and burns. There's this weird sort of crackling and the smell of burning flesh as Kayla gets through the door out into the hall area where the containment units are. Kayla,
So
talk for a
the
second.
body is still on fire, right?
Yes.
I would like to look for a fire extinguisher.
Ooh. There's one very clearly labeled as per standards and practices in the hall on the wall.
Alright, I would like to grab that and try and extinguish the fire on the body.
Sure. So the problem is, however, that as you get to it, it is right next to a vent.
Oh,
And as you get to the fire extinguisher, you see the face of what appears to be a small child looking through the vent at you. And as it does, it lets out a very loud scream. What you're going to have to do now is you're going to make a resolve roll for me, which is just a willpower roll.
that is a failure.
Cool. You have now suffered from, let's say, hold on. Where are we at? Ah, potent. Okay, very good. So you suffer from a serious trauma from the sound of this shrieking that comes out of this small child in the vent.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm. The
Am I
sound. The sound doesn't stop you from doing anything. You can keep doing whatever you're doing. You just suffered this trauma.
As I grab the fire extinguisher, I would like to look over and be like, I'll be back for you, and then run back into the research lab.
Okay.
I'll be back for you.
I'll be back for you. And you rush back into the research lab with the fire extinguisher. What are the rest of you doing as you hear the sound of a screech out in the hall? And then Kayla is going to come bursting in a second, so I'm going to give you time.
Is
to do
that
some
something we need to worry about?
Yeah,
Probably, but not you right now.
Okay, yeah, sure, great. I'm gonna go over to Frankie and then start using my emergency medic to try to lessen her current burn wounds using just things in the lab I can salvage as
Sure.
medical equipment.
Yep. And that reduces it. How much to? One?
What's it right now? Serious?
It's at serious, yep.
I believe it becomes a minor now.
Okay, very good. Very good. You now suffer from minor burns as Alfred is patching you up.
Thanks.
Don't mention it.
Ayla, you come rushing into the room with the fire extinguisher. Becker, do you want to do anything? Or say anything?
Becker's trying to figure out what the fuck just happened to his gun.
Okay.
So he's trying to clear that, make sure that he's got another round ready, just in case that there's something else that goes wrong. Because, you know, Murphy's Law, something goes wrong, there's bound to be more things that are going to go fucking wrong. He's going to be trying to be prepared for it to keep these people alive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Kayla rushes in with the fire extinguisher.
I would like to try and extinguish the fire on the body.
Okay. You do all of your basic fire training tells you to do. You point the end nozzle at the place you'd like it to spray. You pull the pin and you squeeze and just start swaying it back and forth like you're supposed to. You don't let go because you know that you have to let the entire canister out. And so you just let it rip. The room fills with that flame retardant material that comes out of a fire extinguisher. And the fire starts to go down and then eventually is choked out.
Is the body still moving?
Nope. It looks like a very crispy corpse. Headless corpse.
I knew that guy wasn't a doctor.
That's what you took away.
Going to be.
Alright,
So,
Kayla, what the fuck was that scream?
There's a child thing in the vents that screamed at me.
You were trying to stay away from the vents.
The vent was right next to the fire extinguisher. What was I supposed to do?
If only one of the people here could move things without going towards them.
Well, you were busy.
Where's the phone?
On the floor. It has a little bit of the flame retardant material on it, but it's fine.
What are we doing about that?
I don't know anymore. Maybe we put it on speaker mode and play the voice
That-
message.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
a
The
bad
worst
idea.
idea.
Did the fake doctor even figure out what was wrong with you?
No, I just know that there's something living in my
There's a
body
thing
now.
inside of him. It's the same thing that got John Rouge and turned him into whatever the fuck he is now.
I'm not sure. It might be, but
No, it is. I watched the exact same thing happen to him.
Okay. So maybe we should ask John. He's still in the cell, right?
He was last I checked. I also don't know how much help he's gonna be.
Maybe we should experiment on him. I mean, no, that's what I meant.
We should at least check out to see if he's like still being weird. Maybe it went away over time or whenever Alfred listened to the voicemail.
Yeah, maybe he's better now.
it moved
take
from
some
him to
time.
me.
It could have.
I don't know. It hasn't taken me over, at least yet. And then when we were fighting fucking Spider-Man McGee, I asked for help and it helped me. I was able to. Well, I wasn't able to see, but I could sense where things were.
Okay, moving forward, don't do that.
In the moment, it seemed apt.
You mean when you're with a fake doctor? You, by the way, I smelled shrimp. You didn't eat any of that, right?
Anyway, moving on. Let's go talk to John.
Should we talk to John first or see whatever that is in the vent first?
Can we check the notes that we have from the records room, see what that thing is?
Yes, indeed. You can check the notes from the record room. So, looking at the notes from the record room, cross-referencing the numbers, there's some that like it's just a list, and you can tell that some of those things are no longer there because the numbers were not the numbers that matched the doors. But you get that there were some zombies. There was a number, and it just seems like there was a number, and then it changed, and then changed again. Like there was more zombies getting found by other envoys doing field operations. Something is listed as a cursed doll, a poltergeist. No idea how it was in the containment area, but it apparently was. A bloody body is listed, or bloody bones. Sorry, not a bloody body, bloody bones. And then Bob is all that's listed.
Bob.
Oh,
Do we know anybody that works in the office named Bob?
Intern?
The chances that there's a Robert, potentially, but no one that goes by Bob.
isn't that our
Can I?
janitor's
Bobby.
name? Robert?
No, that's Roger.
Roger, you're right.
Maybe it's B.O.B.
Baby on board?
Is that the kid in the vent?
Could
No, I assume that's the
try and
cursed doll.
Could I
Yeah.
try and like go into my brain and figure out if I know what any of these could be and what's most likely in the vent?
Sure.
Well, I mean, the poltergeist is the thing at your desk.
43. I don't know what I was rolling under.
Some kind of researchy type thing, right? That's kind of what you're thinking.
Yeah, for research
Yeah.
I have a 55, so
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
good.
Well, you do have some knowledge of some of these things. Now, Kurstal, maybe, but generally Kurstals don't scream, right? They usually just kind of walk around and knife people, usually very silent. And if they speak at all, it's from whatever recorded voice box thing that they have. So you get the distinct feeling that, no, not Kurstal. Poltergeist, not likely. Zombie, definitely not, because you already dealt with those. And also, this didn't look like a zombie. It looked like a kid.
We don't know for sure yet. Can't rule it out completely.
That's fair. But that leaves, by your very deductive reasoning, either Bob or the Bloody Bones. And the one thing you can kind of remember is that they're a type of creature that sort of hides under the stairs or in attics and waits for everyone to leave, and then it eats children.
Huh. Well, that's lucky. There's no kids here, right?
Yeah.
Fucking
So
better
I think
not
it might be the Bob.
Yeah. So let's check on John, see if he's still bad or dead. And then at least we'll have an idea of what your future will look like if we don't fix you.
I don't think we should take Alfred anywhere near him.
Good point. I could just go.
Maybe me and Alfred could go up to the research room and see if we could find anything on the Bloody Bones or Bob.
Do I have to? The files are shit.
Well, we can go through those while they check on John.
Yeah, I think that's maybe for the best.
Alright, fair enough.
Eeks.
I'm gonna
Almost
put a
broke my
hand
book.
on your shoulder, Al, and just, you'll be okay.
Thanks.
Okay, off to see John.
Have fun.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. Before we leave, I want to go to Darius's, I'm assuming, smoldering body. I want to try to take a shotgun.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was on his person, so it's got some fire damage, but not that much because, it would take a lot of heat, and your fire didn't generate that much heat. So, it's probably fine.
All right, I'm going to turn back and kind of hand it over to Frankie. If you feel like you need to, just shoot him in the kneecaps again. This will probably blow his legs off, though.
Frankie takes it and she sort of smiles at you. She goes, "Wow, never shot a gun before. Cool." And then she puts it away.
Okay.
All right, maybe Amy should have that instead.
Two main rules of gun safety. Number 1, never point at anything you're not willing to destroy. Number
Number
2,
2, don't put your finger on the trigger unless you aim to shoot.
Mm-hmm. I'm absorbing all of this. No problem. Don't worry about me.
Okay, always assume it's
I
loaded.
pick up real quick.
looking at her, is she actually keeping her finger off the trigger?
I mean, that's a question for Frankie.
Yes. Is she actually keeping her finger off the trigger right now?
Oh, she just immediately what is it? Is it something that I can put, is there a strap, or do I have to hold it?
Well, it has to have some kind of strap because it was wrapped around Darius.
Yep, there's a sling. So it's meant to just kind of hang on your side.
Yeah, she literally just puts it kind of like she would with her other non-fireable weapons. She just kind of hangs it on her.
Seriously, Frankie, it's not a toy. If you're gonna have that, you gotta treat it with respect and not be stupid with it.
Yeah. I know. I got it.
No, I need you to not be flippant about this. Look at me. Tell me you're gonna use it properly.
I'm gonna use it properly.
So you're laughing, and that does not fill me with confidence.
Sorry. I'm just so excited. Okay. No. I am. I'll I pick up pretty quickly. I think it's going to be fine. By the way, how do you... Is there like a safety or button?
Shotguns aren't my forte. I'm better with pistols, but I'll take the gun back and give her a quick rundown on the mechanics of the shotgun, how to hold it, how to aim it, and then give it back.
Becker will also interject with where the actual safety would be on the pump action.
Got it.
Okay.
That said, can Becker have cleared his pistol jam by now?
Oh yeah, by now for sure.
Cool. Gonna stow that and then reload his SMG before getting ready to head out again.
Yep. Appreciate the help again, Becker.
You guys are lucky I at least like you somewhat. Oh, this is gonna be so much paperwork. God damn it.
Don't remind me. Let's just get to the
Paperwork is
fucking
the
records
least of
room.
our problems.
Mm-hmm. Please.
Tell you what, Tanya. If we all survive this, I'll take you out shooting one of these days.
I assume you meant Frankie, but that's fine.
Yes.
Frankie is just holding her weapon. I think her and Amy are gonna head out to the prison cells or the cells.
The
Yeah,
containment
the containment
cells.
cell.
Yeah, the containment.
Okay.
And
And
me and Kayla will head to the records room, I suppose, then.
Becker,
good.
which group are you joining? Or are you just hanging out in the research lab?
He's gonna go with them to the prison cell.
Okay.
okay. So let's go to the records room first, because I think that'll be less dramatic than the situation with John Rouge. Heading up the stairs, you continue to move like you would before. You do get the distinct feeling that there's something shuffling around in the air vents, but you don't have enough of an ability to notice which ones are where. Just around you, there's the occasional pop kind of sound.
Well, that's discomforting.
I would like to let you know there was a loud crash whenever me and Amy were coming back downstairs, and we have no idea what it was. So we should probably keep an eye out for that.
Gotcha. Fun.
Coming back up to the top of the stairs of the first floor, you open the door to the first floor, and you find that all of the desks and furniture have been shoved to the walls on either edge, creating this sort of wide open space in the center of the office that looks from your door all the way across to the aura scanner near the front. The only thing that remains where it was normally located is the copy machine, which sits in the center of the floor in the office. Center of the room. Still there.
Oh, great. The poltergeist is redecorating.
Okay.
I'll
We'll just
check out the...
pretend.
Well, yeah, we can pretend in a second. I want to see what this copy machine's about. I want to see if it's made any copies.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of paper on the floor around it. They're just blank though, but they did seem like they got spit out of the copy thing. Like perhaps something or someone kept pressing the copy button without there being anything actually in the copy machine.
Phenomenal. All right, to the records room.
All right. Just gonna pretend all of this is not happening as we walk there.
The door is blocked by a desk that's on its side and slid against the wall. It's not difficult to move, but it just takes some effort so that you can open the door and get into the records room. Inside the records room looks totally fine. As if perhaps the filing system was already so screwy that it doesn't need to be rearranged.
All right, so we're looking for information on Bob and Bloody Bones.
Bob and Bloody Bones. All right.
All right.
Not confident about Bob. I'm gonna start searching.
So Alfred's going to search for Bob? Or are you guys going to both try to search for whatever you can find on both?
I think we're both gonna try to search for whatever we can find.
Okay, then both of you make a research roll. See what happens.
Alright.
That is a success.
I success, yeah.
Where's my research? There it is. Success for once. While researching.
Hey! Is that that's a low success though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
49 out of 60.
All right, so some clues to give you and some other clues to give you. Vital clues, however, and then some slightly cooler clues. So, Kayla, as you're searching through the files, you come across, because you were targeting things that involved children, you were able to find some files about interactions with creatures that resemble this Bloody Bones thing, and then one of them finally names it so you know. It looks like a short man or child with blood running down its face. It is mostly kind of something that revolves or lives around lakes. That's the information you get. But they live when they're in urban areas, they live in dense crawl spaces or like compact areas where they can hide because no one suspects a person to be there. They generally prefer children as young as possible. However, they will eat any kind of flesh. This one that was captured, you discover, and tested about a decade ago, but likely still the same one here. It would satiate its hunger on any living flesh that it could find. It seems to be connected to several cases in the Midwest, but this one was found in Denver. The biggest problem with the Bloody Bones, you discover, is actually finding it.
So it wouldn't make itself known in the vents.
Well, it does when it's hungry. And from what you can tell, based on the one that potentially was... Well, if it's anything like the one that was studied, because the records kind of stop, that was captured and studied for a little while, it had to be fed a child under the age of 10 every month or so. So either the office stopped feeding it children and it died, or this is the same one.
Wait, we were fucking feeding kids to this thing?
That's real. I thought that the whole, like, killing a bunch of scientists thing was, like, super unethical and fucked up, but I feel like this is even more so.
Do we work for the bad guys?
I guess so.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Alfred, you also got a success. You found some information about Bob. Bob, you found, is a code name for some informant that was eventually taken into custody because it turned out that the informant was drinking human blood. It doesn't really tell you where they were taken into custody, presumably some kind of safe house or something. But there's one note at the bottom of Bob's file, and that is vampire? ?
Right. Well, apparently Bob is a potential vampire who might not even be here. Might have been put into a different location.
Okay, so then I feel like we can be pretty confident the thing in the vents is the bloody bones.
Did it look bloody?
Did it?
You didn't get a great look at it, but you know, because it was sort of in the event. But maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe we gotta use something as bait or someone as bait to lure it out and then ambush it. Because as it will,
not
it's
ideal.
gonna want to eat any meat, right? Not just kids. That could be one of
Yeah.
us. It's not a great plan, but it's a plan.
Yeah. It is certainly a plan.
Why are we the only ones dealing with this? Are we the only competent envoy in this entire office?
I mean, we're the only envoy in this office at the moment. We're the only people stupid enough to stay.
Yeah, you're right on that. Right on the money. Once this is all said and done, I'm going to really reconsider my career.
Yeah, me too. I guess we head back downstairs.
Sure. I'm going to cut to those that were downstairs for the last little bit of time here. Frankie, Becker, and Amy. There's only one cell that's closed. It's the cell that you closed that has John Rouge in it.
Is there like a window?
There is an observation point, yes.
Okay. I will walk up to it to look in.
Mm-hmm. You see John Rouge there propped up against the wall. He isn't seeming to use his legs, likely because his kneecaps are still completely blown out. But he's writing some strange numbers and mathematical figures on the wall in the blood that he's taking from his own wounds. Just seems to be hanging out, drawing on the wall.
I'm gonna knock on the door so that hopefully he looks up at me
Mm-hmm.
and
It's
just
a thick
wait
door.
to see if
It's a
he's paying
Oops, there
attention.
you go. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, so it's a thick, hermetically sealed door, but you knock it hard enough that he does seem to turn toward it and look at you, and then he just smiles.
Okay, so I think he looks pretty much the same, or do I notice any more lucency than the last time we saw him?
He looks about the same as the last time you saw him. I mean, it's only been 2 hours or so.
I'm gonna turn to Becker. And who am I with? Amy?
Becker and Amy, yep.
So, he doesn't look too great. Certainly doesn't look better. Did we even bother?
I think we should ask him a few questions.
All right.
I think we'll be dealing with a madman, but look,
If we do bring him out, we need to restrain him. I'm not dealing with whatever he is running around wildly.
Well, luckily, his kneecaps are still broken. So, he can't move unless he crawls. So I could hold open the door and we could ask questions, at the threshold and then close it back on him.
Give it a
With
shot.
Becker. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna open the door and just look at Becker to have his gun ready, just in case anything happens.
he will most certainly have his 1911 out and ready.
As you open the door, John Rouge is propped against the wall. The Amy and Becker, you see him. He's using the wall to keep himself up, but he's definitely scribbled some mathematical equations that are beyond both of your capabilities to truly understand. And he's smiling. Says, "Oh, well, hello again. How are you?"
I've been better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, things have been going very strange since the test ended.
How do you know?
Yeah, I can't imagine why.
Yep. Still doing great, Amy. I think you're really becoming team leader here.
I wouldn't say that.
Nothing
So-
but trees, I think.
We've just got a few questions for you, John.
Sure, go ahead.
One, what's with the math?
Oh, just trying to work out the problem.
Do you have any idea what the solution might be?
If I did, I would just go to the solution. That's usually how it works. How is everything out there? Any new deaths?
That's not relevant to the situation.
I think it might be. I don't know what's going on out there right now, which is going to be a big problem when I have to file my report.
Oh no, you don't have to worry about filing reports anymore.
Oh?
That's all going to be taken care of.
Interesting. He looks at Becker. And you're okay with this?
From what I've heard, they've got you an assistant of sorts.
Ah, okay. Well,
Oh,
Hmm?
out of curiosity, do you happen to know who left that last voicemail on your phone
voicemail.
in your office?
Oh, yes, I did answer a voicemail, didn't I? I don't remember what it said.
Do you remember who it was from?
No, it was just a voicemail on my phone. The phones don't do a very good job of telling whose numbers have left voicemails. They're just a blank screen most of the time. Especially when they're internal calls, it just says internal. And all of the calls are internal now that I think about it. Very strange indeed.
Well, people in charge don't like us having things that connect to the outside, so that's not surprising.
But you're asking the wrong questions, Amy.
Am I?
Yes. Yes, you are. See, you're asking about John Rouge. And I don't know much about John Rouge.
That's funny, seeing as you should be him.
No, he's, Oh yeah, I guess we never explained that. Thing in the phone came out, took over his body. That's what's in front of us. That's why he's in containment.
Becker is gripping his gun a little more tightly.
So do we have a question we should be asking you?
Maybe. I think you should be asking, why so much paperwork?
Keep people busy and distracted from what's really going on. That'll do it. Keep notes on everything that's going on, like the intern.
Mhm.
to replace Buck.
Yes.
Does it happen to be anything that might help with your problem of not knowing much about Jean Rouge?
Oh, yes. All of the paperwork certainly did help understand Jean Rouge. I didn't get to have much time as John before you shot me.
Okay.
Oh, the paperwork. If I had to take a wild guess, is to help whatever you are more effectively replace us.
I knew you were becoming the team leader.
But
The only reason I'm even helping you is because I believe in you, Amy. I believe that you can solve the problem.
what's the problem?
Well, if I knew the answer, I could just tell you. But I don't quite know.
I see. So you don't
But
have
that is
the
a
answer
good question.
or the
It's a
question
good-
to the problem?
It's a good question, Frankie. Very good question indeed. I'm starting to think that maybe we underestimated you as the weakest one in the party.
People often do. If you're not John, who are you?
Oh, please. You can call me Waka.
Walken. Like Christopher Walken?
Is that a person?
Don't worry about it. Okay. Walken.
So I assume it's one of you meatbags. Then there's a Christopher Walken here somewhere.
Okay.
I'll have to
Well,
find
Yep.
him.
Works in this
We don't-
very office.
We don't like to be referred to as meat bags. So that's just just a tip for you.
But are you not big fleshy bags of
Okay.
juice and fluids and
Yeah. So that we're not a fan of that description. Just putting that out there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Your weird squishy brains must have strange reactions to emotional stimuli.
Or Walken. Walken, how long have you been here? In the office, I guess.
What day and time is it?
Good question.
Is it
What
like
day?
1 o'clock? Fucking
The
28th of April.
Okay.
Oh, well then exactly 22 hours.
What? No. Your time must be off. You've been
Maybe.
here less than
I
a day.
I don't understand how time works in this dimension.
God. This guy is useless.
I don't think whatever's inside of Alfred, whatever took over John, I don't think it's in the phone. I think it came through the phone.
From like another place.
Yep.
Perhaps wherever that cafe is?
Be the cafe. Could be Warfin's office. Could be both.
Yeah. Did we tell Becker about the cafe?
No.
Oh, yeah, there is a secret cafe that's technically a mop closet on the second floor just past the mailroom.
So, don't drink any coffee from the intern.
Pretty sure the intern's a part of this whole taking notes on everybody so that we can be replaced. That's why she keeps such extensive notes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really glad I make my own drinks.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
And if I didn't know any better, I'd say that Karen was probably also in on it. So...
okay, Karen's weird, but she's not malicious. At least
Yep,
not any more than
she's-
HR usually is.
Yeah, she's unknown, though.
I mean, the Johns aren't really malicious either, but they are businessmen, so kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
As interesting as this is, do you have any more questions, or can I get back to the equation?
I'm so confused on how you don't even know the problem or the answer, yet you have an equation.
Well,
I think...
I'm hoping that if I solve it... Oh, I'm sorry. Please, Amy, explain to Frankie.
I think this thing and I are in very similar situations. We know the problem. In our case, whatever this thing is, whatever's inside Alfred, are aiming to take over, at the very least, this office by replacing us. But we don't know the solution. We don't know what to do. We don't know how to stop it. In this thing's case, it has a mathematical equation, has everything it needs, but it can't find the answer. Just like we can't understand its problem, it can't really understand ours properly.
So what do we do now?
Spoken like a true third-dimensional being.
Can I kill him? Do we need him alive? Do we need this alive?
I don't think killing it's gonna solve anything.
I got a question
Maybe
for him.
better.
Can Jean Rouge come back?
Oh, he's in here somewhere, for sure.
So killing him may be a
what?
little preemptive if we can try and get rid of whatever's inside of him.
I mean, is that possible? And I'm asking Walken.
I don't know. Strange, fleshy, squishy, fluid brain things.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Oh, what
So-
exactly are you?
Yeah. If you're not squishy, what are you made of?
Everything that exists where I come from. You
Makes
you
sense.
couldn't possibly comprehend with your tiny three-dimensional minds.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, this was unpleasant. If we don't have any other questions, I think we can wrap it up and we can continue to leave him here to rot in his fleshy body. We figure this out.
So many fluids.
Okay, dude, really?
We're just closing the door.
Yeah, just closing it. Ugh.
And as the door closes on the chamber, Jean Rouge, or whatever's in Jean Rouge, we shall end today's session of The Office.